Money and gifts make heart sweet, and the culture and tradition. Money and gifts make her sweet, and the culture and tradition. It's important for those men that travel overseas to not be deluded to believe that women are different anywhere else in the world. Any person, man or woman for a second, if I give you stuff, you're going to like me more. You're going to want to be around me more. You may not necessarily like me, but because I'm a source of some type of gifts. So now, in terms of women, they have tradition around them and culture. It's going to be magnified if you're attracted to them. They know you like their culture. You know, if you say, "Oh, I like the fact that you're traditional," it's going to be more magnified. So the gift and the money makes her sweet, and the culture and the tradition, she's going to bring that out more because she understands it's the thing that gets you to give out the best of yourself. It's like you, if you are fishing and you had bread to fish with, you had worms to fish with, and you had snails to fish with, and you threw some bread, and you're like, I'm catching some fish, and then you finally use, let's say, worms, and that's what's getting you the big fish. You're gonna bring all the worms you can bring. So money and gifts in any culture, whether it's the Philippines or it's Thailand or Africa, for instance, those that travel for love, understand that it's gonna make us sweet because it's gonna make us sweet with our culture. It's gonna make us sweet with the humility. It's gonna make us sweet with all the things she's been trained to. Now she will do those things. If you were to take the same woman, I've seen African women move to the UK and Australia, Canada, United States. I travel, yeah. The same person, when they now have their own money, the culture and the tradition is no longer important. They talk just as bad as anybody. They adopt the ideologies as fast as anybody, very rapidly too. It doesn't take a whole long time for them to adopt the concepts that you don't like as a man. The feministic ways, feminism, I should say. So that tells me that when women are able to when women are able to attain their own money, men's roles become very obsolete. That's why they just start to move as boss babes and get which man for what purpose. This one, I know he gonna give it to me like this, good. This one, I know he gonna be romantic and he gonna tell me out, take me out. This one, they start to do all those games of mate selection based on desires and whims. But when you go to these traditional places, the magnification of culture and tradition becomes it makes us sweet. Money and gifts. So when you're a representation of the United States, America, whatever, Western values, especially Western males, they know that you're starved for, let's say, just culture, just even just being touched right. And they know that. They see that online. You use the aggression, so she gives you that sweetness. You bring gifts that will unlock all kinds of doors for you. But that's not a representation of the truth. You may never know how she really feel about you. She may despise you. She may want her local man really over you. So you deluded, like, oh, they want us, they want us. She may prefer her local man because there's something about language expression. It's just the truth. I've met Italian women who are like, oh, I prefer to marry an Italian man because he just understands the culture. It's not just you learning the language. So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to discourage anybody. But when you come bearing gifts, it's you don't even know whether you're getting the legitimate outcome, the genuine article. Because I've seen many women, like I say, once you remove them from that environment, tradition becomes less important. Especially when they make their own money. Oftentimes, these marriages end up in divorce. I'm talking from the African perspective. So money, gifts, tradition, everything. Will dance for you, will serve you. She'll do all that because she's been trained to do so. But should she have no need to do those things? And feminism usually removes that, and it's often in the form of having our own money. What's the use of tradition? And your role now is now less and less important. Because before that, you were the savior man, right? You bring gifts and everything else. So as long as she's good to you, you're gonna keep doing them things. Now, when she can attain these things, money wise, you become a less and less and less and less important.